Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Raven's Haven's SCP reaction videos. Today, going to be reacting to SCP-513, aka a cowbell. Let's get into the video.
Site 72. A magnitude 8.7 earthquake starts. Its epicenter is just 1 mile away from Site 72. In the ensuing chaos, SCP-513 breaks containment. Welcome back, researchers. I am
Some
Dr.
Dr. Buck.
And today we will be reviewing SCP-513.
Fucking cowbell.
What its anomalous properties are, how to contain it, and notable breaches of protocol. Using this briefing, you will be expected to safeguard it indefinitely, regardless of environmental catastrophes. Physically, SCP-513 is an unremarkable rusty cowbell. No marks or engravings are visible on its surface due to the large amount of corrosion. Attempts to remove the rust chemically or mechanically have had no success. SCP-513 was recovered by Agent Green while carrying out Containment Reestablishment Procedure MU at Site 72. A single scrap of paper was found along with SCP-513. It read, "You've seen it, now he can hear you. You've touched it, now he can see you. Never ring it. If you hear it, he can touch you." Any noise produced by SCP-513 immediately induces strong anxiety in all sentient beings who hear it, regardless of their previous mental status. Exposure victims report feelings of being watched by an unseen entity and present elevated heart rates and blood pressure. Roughly 1 hour after exposure victims begin to catch glimpses of SCP-513-1 when opening doors, walking past mirrors, turning their heads, or performing any other acts that result in a sudden change in visual perception. Upon being sighted, SCP-513-1 reportedly turns away and runs out of view before disappearing without a trace. Questioning of bystanders indicates that SCP-513-1 is invisible to those who have not been exposed to SCP-513. This stalking behavior inevitably causes extreme sleep deprivation, as victims are frequently disturbed by SCP-513-1's presence in their quarters. Victims able to sleep before SCP-513-1's appearance report being physically assaulted by it. Upon the victim's awakening,
That's fucked up.
SCP-513-1 flees as usual. See experiment log.
That is
513.
fucked up. Start to fall asleep,
Deprivation,
and it
along
pulls
with
your leg and
mental
wake you up.
stress caused
Motherfucking
by
troll, get out of here!
SCP-513-1's behavior invariably induces paranoia, aggression, hypervigilance, and depression. All test cases but one have ended with the test subject's suicide.
Ooh.
Descriptions of SCP-513-1's appearance are largely unreliable. Test subjects are unable to provide complete accounts of sightings due to their exhaustion, degraded mental health, and disruptive hypervigilance. However, all interrogations thus far indicate that SCP-513-1 is a tall, emaciated humanoid with abnormally large hands. We now turn our attention to the case that started our briefing. A security officer was exposed to SCP-513 during the course of securing it during an earthquake. The following interview was conducted 34 hours after exposure.
How are you feeling?
How am I feeling? I've been awake for 2 days. Not a wink of sleep. That thing? It's just waiting for me.
Are you referring to SCP-513-1?
If that's what you want to call it. Seems like a simple name for something out of a night terror. I can feel it constantly.
How do you feel it?
You know that sensation you get when you think that someone's watching you? It's like that, but all the time.
Can you describe what it looks like, to the best of your ability?
Shadow come to life. Ghastly and humanoid. Its face. Oh god, its face.
What about it?
It looks like the flesh is rotting off. And the smile, I can't get that smile out of my head.
What do you think it
Flesh is
wants
rotting
of
off
you?
and he's smiling.
It wants my soul.
Well, that's hardly scientific.
Oh,
I don't
bitch,
care.
get out of my face with this scientific bullshit. Thing wants your soul.
That thing is gonna be the death of me, and you're sitting here acting like nothing is wrong. How could you be so cold?
I'm sorry. I wish I knew how to help you.
Oh!
Yo,
What happened?
right
Did you
behind
see
her.
it?
He'll never leave me alone.
It's okay. We're here for you.
Little good you can do.
If you ever need to talk, you can always reach me through the approved channels.
Talking won't help.
It was at this point the exposed individual
talking is not gonna
refused
help.
to respond to further questions. You can see clearly how this simple SCP can destroy the mental state of anyone who is affected by it.
Jeez.
As always, the Foundation has put together a containment procedure to safeguard against these types of incidents.
Yeah, you're just fucked. All they could do is just contain it so that way the bell doesn't ring again in front of other people.
Suspended in a 1 cubic meter block of gelatin and contained within a soundproofed, climate-controlled cell. The gelatin must be inspected daily for any degradation or loss of integrity. An emergency inspection will be carried out immediately following any earthquake, explosion, or sonic event grade 2 or higher. Personnel performing the inspection are to wear
Gelatin.
earplugs and active noise-canceling earmuffs at all times while inside SCP. Cube shows any signs of degradation, such as rips, tears, splits, liquefaction, or mold. SCP-513 is to be immediately removed and suspended within a replacement cube
Why
by a team
gelatin?
of surgically deft.
Like, but why gelatin? You see what I'm saying? Some sort of gelatin type of substance. Why not just dip the fucking thing in like clear, hard plastic or rubber cement? You know, like wet rubber cement. I don't know if anybody's ever seen rubber cement, but they used to use it to seal window panes in my old apartment building. Just take it, dip it in there, let it solidify and harden. It won't make a sound. And you guys, the only thing I can think of is maybe they need to check it for some reason, like, you know, do experiments. Why would you want to do experiments on it? You already know the outcome. You know what's going to happen. Just put the thing in there, seal it off permanently or something, and then just, you know, that's that. Just leave it be. It's a clear block of rubber cement. Put it in there. You know, hell, take a plaque, write something on the plaque like what it does, and put it on the front of the rubber cement when you submerge it, so that way people can read it and say, this is what this bell does. It has the ability to do blah, 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 blah. We have sealed it off permanently. So that way nobody gets it. If you happen to get your hands on this thing, do not take it out of the box and do not ring it, because you will die. That's it. Just store it somewhere. Apparently they can't destroy it, is what I'm getting from when they said that they try to clean the rust off the bell, but it just didn't work. So that's what I'm getting. Theory craft in the comments below. Let's continue. And sorry about that break in the video.
And Class D personnel. No other personnel are to enter the cell during this procedure. Any sentient beings exposed to SCP-513 are to be monitored by at least 2 security personnel at all times. Under absolutely no circumstances may exposure victims be administered sedatives or allowed to fall unconscious. Any victim who does fall unconscious is to be terminated immediately. Class D personnel are to be terminated at the first sign of mental degradation. All other exposure victims may be terminated at their request. If possible, SCP-513-1 is to be apprehended on site. While containment has always been our top priority, in the course of normal administrative duties, it becomes necessary to transfer SCPs from facility to facility. It was during one such routine transfer that the most egregious containment breach concerning SCP-513 occurred. After the last containment breach, SCP-513 was to be transferred to Site-89, which specialized in containing SCPs that, under special conditions, can be considered neutralized. It was hoped that using advanced anti-earthquake architecture, we could better contain the SCP. What was not expected was that another disaster, this time in the form of a simple popped tire, would lead to disaster. There are 55 miles between Site-72 and Site-89, mostly containing highways. It was deemed an acceptable hazard by the director of Site-72. In accordance with standard operating procedure, 2 surgically deafened D-class subjects were posted
that's
inside
because I was
the
looking at that.
transportation vehicle.
What is that?
Halfway to their destination, a catastrophic failure in the truck's tires resulted from a deployed spike strip. At the time, it was unclear what its origin was. Further research, though, has revealed the Serpent's Hand or similar GOI responsible for the action. During the crash, SCP-513 was dislodged from containment, causing the 2 drivers and surrounding civilians to be exposed to its ring. The D-Class used the opportunity to escape, but were soon located by local law enforcement. The affected individuals were taken into SCP custody and surveyed as they, one by one, lost their lives to the scourge of SCP-513-1. We return to the case of MTF Agent Blake. It has now been 1 full week since his exposure.
How are you feeling now, Blake?
I'm at peace with it.
With what, exactly? Please, be specific.
The creature. It's a fact of life now. There's nothing I can do about it.
Well, I'm glad you're at peace with it, but I have to wonder what's changed. Last interview, you were severely
Can't be
distressed.
constantly
I
in
came
fear
face to face with
like
it.
that.
Looked it dead in the eyes. It's waiting for me to fall asleep. Then it'll pounce. It's weird knowing when you're gonna die.
That's not necessarily true. Our researchers are investigating every possible solution. If we can capture SCP-513...
You can't capture this motherfucker.
Doc. You aren't ever gonna be able to capture this thing.
Yeah.
Why not? We have availability to use every scientific tool known to man.
You don't get it. It's beyond our comprehension. That bell, it's like a portal for it. If we destroy that bell, then maybe we can escape.
We can't destroy it. There's still so much we can learn from it.
That's the problem.
See, that's what I'm talking about right there. That's what I'm talking about there. So much we can learn from it. What are you trying to learn from it? The thing is it's a hazard. This is what I was talking about just a few minutes back. Don't try and when you see that there's nothing else you can do, if you can destroy that fucking thing, destroy it. I know you want to secure it, contain it, and protect it from and protect it from other people and protect people from it. I get that. But there are some things you just gotta destroy that shit. Just destroy it. I'm all about that secure, contain, protect. But in certain situations, if you can destroy it, destroy it. This is why I kind of agree with, I think it's the Global Occult Coalition. where I think is it the Global Occult Coalition? Yeah, I think it's them who they seek to destroy some of these anomalies. They'll use the anomalies, but most times they destroy it afterwards. Some of these anomalies need to be destroyed. This is one of them.
I'm with you scientists. We don't care about the consequences, only the results.
That's hardly fair.
Stop. I'm done with this interview.
MTF Agent Blake.
It's like,
then
how is that hardly
concluded.
fair?
He was found deceased in his quarters the next day. His death shall serve as a reminder to all Foundation personnel of the dangers of SCP-513.
And others.
This concludes our presentation on the SCP colloquially known as the Cowbell. Any additional information is available upon request, pending approval by a Level 4 Senior Administrator. Stay vigilant, and remember, if you hear it, he can touch you.
Yeah. Some real screwed up bullshit right there, man. This is one of the things that pisses me off about the SCP Foundation. You know what I'm saying? It's like, dude, if you can destroy it, destroy it. If you can't destroy it because it's immortal or invincible or indestructible or whatnot, then okay, I understand containing it. Do what you have to do to contain it. I get it. But if they're this hazardous, what more do you have to learn about this thing? You've already learned all you need to know about it. What, you're trying to figure out how it does what it does? That's what you're trying to do? I'm sorry. It's unacceptable. Especially the loss of lives. It's unacceptable. Forget how it does what it does. You're going to have to. I know it could benefit if you figured out how it works and how it does what it does. It could benefit you in the future for other anomalies that are doing the same thing, and then you can figure out how to undo it or lock off the portal or close off whatever they're doing or actually capture. I get it, but dude, sometimes they just go a little too far and they don't give a damn. They'll be like, no, it's unacceptable, and they're all calm and talking all calm, and it's like, you do know you give off the impression that you don't give a fuck. Anyways, guys, Theorycraft in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And click the little bell icon for more, to get notified if you whenever I put out new videos. All right. See you guys later.